What's up? This is Jordan Gray from Half Lit and DopelivenTV.
Hey, this your boy Don Ritchie representing the Midwest 219. Stand up.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Lamar Tate.
This is your girl, Monifa.
Hey, what up? It's your man Dave Hollister from Blackstreet.
You know what this is right here. This Trigger Tretch in the building.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is your boy Jason Weaver. And whenever I'm back home in the Chi, I'm checking out Dope Living TV.
Hey, it's your girl, Adina Howard, and you're watching Dope Living TV, live with Greg Gray and the crew.
I'm not muted. What's up? Hey, I just want to say thank you to you guys. You guys have supported us for over 300 episodes. Right, 300 episodes. And I just want to say thank you. We appreciate you. Before I continue, the views that are expressed on this Dope Living TV Live are not necessarily the views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates. All right, now that we got that out the way, man, we got a show for you guys. Our guest today, he's going to tug at your heart. He's going to get you thinking. He's going to get you motivated. He's going to show you that no matter what you go through, you do not give up on your dreams. That's right. I mean, how many of us can say we were enlisted in the military, then given court-martial, then spent 15 years, 15 years in the penitentiary, and then still came out unscathed? Well, you know what? Our guest can tell you that. Our guest can show you how he did it. But before we do that, I'm going to bring on my family, because my family in the green room waiting for me. Let's bring on my sister.
Hey,
Marcy.
Hey, yeah, this is going to be an awesome episode. I know this young man personally. Great young man, husband, father, son, and he's got a compelling.
Yes, and I cannot wait to hear it. I don't know anything about it. I haven't heard it. I just know a little bit, but we're going to dig deep into it. Let's bring on my brother, Mo.
Hey, what's going on, family? What's going on?
What's happening, Mo?
I can't wait for this tonight.
Oh, Mo.
Interesting story.
Man, I'm going to tell you, all these whining people, I broke my fingernail. Right. Oh, I can't, I got sniffles.
Wait, the one to get me, you make $10 million a year and you got a toe hurting. You don't want to play football.
Right.
I'm sorry. That toe be done fell off if I had getting $10 million a year.
Yeah. And you know, people go through so many things. You just don't know. When you see some people sometime and they're smiling, they're out helping people.
You don't know.
And you just don't know the background of the fiery furnace that they've been in, the storms that they've been able to go through, and how they've gotten over to the other side.
And that's the beauty. They don't look like what they have been through.
Yes. Yes.
Let's bring on our coach. Come on, coach.
Yo, what's going on? How y'all doing today?
How you doing?
I'm all right. I'm good. You know, just around. You know, trying to get a little better. Feel a little under weather.
How's the family, bro?
Amen.
Family is all right. We all right.
Amen.
Hold it down over there.
Yeah.
So
We
keeping
were
it together.
saying lots and lots of prayers today.
Yes.
Yeah.
We
Oh,
made
yeah.
it through, didn't we?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Amen.
There's a lot
Made
going
it.
on today.
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad to see my family. I'm
Oh,
glad
we're
to
glad
see
to see
y'all
you.
faces.
Definitely.
Man,
You
it's
still
been a
got
lot
some
going
beam
on.
on, don't you, Gina?
Hmm?
You still got some beaming on, don't you?
Oh yeah.
I see the
Oh
glow
yeah.
from dag on you.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
That glow is gonna last until 2023. Okay,
There
until
It's
you
gonna
go.
last
November
longer
of
than that. I was
2023.
getting ready to say, yeah.
That's a bright diamond, boy.
Mhm.
That's right. Well, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to go ahead and bring our guest on.
Mm.
His name is Gerald Ivey. I gave you a
Mm-hmm.
little bit of his background, but he's going to go into detail and tell you guys what he had to go through to live his purpose, because he's living his purpose now. And so he's going to give you the backstory. And I just know that his story is going to motivate a lot of people who are listening and viewing today. So let's bring Gerald on.
Gerald.
Hey.
Hey, what's going
What's
on, brother?
happening,
Hi,
Gerald?
how you doing? How you doing?
Oh, it's a
Good.
pleasure
We're
to
doing
have
good.
you.
Yes.
You're doing
Okay.
great, man.
All right,
Yes.
Sister Marcy, the light good?
You're good. You're good.
All
You
right.
good. You good.
Yes, you're good.
Thumbs up. You
Amen.
know what? Hey, you already brought light in the room. You
Right.
already, just your presence brought the light in.
All right.
That's
All
right.
Man. Yeah.
And I know, Gerald, you know, there's a lot that you have to talk about. There's a lot of your backstory, but we're going to talk about the good stuff too, because it was a
Oh, yeah.
happy ending. So tell
Yeah.
us initially, just start from the beginning.
Beginning. I always wanted to be in the Army. I always wanted to be a soldier all my life.
Mhm.
So once I graduated high school, 2 weeks later, I was into the Army already. Went to Germany. I was a combat medic. Went to Desert Storm with 137 Armor Battalion. I was a combat medic there, front line with Charlie Company. And so I did my time in Iraq, come back to Germany, shipped to the States, went to Fort Riley, Kansas. And my situation is this, is that wherever I went, man, it was always GDs everywhere, you know?
Mhm.
And this leads up to my case, you know. I went to Fort Riley. I was coming up, my 4 years was ending. One sergeant talked to me, said I needed something under my belt if I got out, which I wasn't going to get out. So I went to nursing school. He said I should become a nurse. So I became a nurse. So I went to nursing school, Fort Sam Houston. I got my nurse's license. And then I went to Fort Carson, Colorado. Fort Carson, Colorado is where the case begins.
Excuse me, Gerald, just for those who don't know, explain what GD is, please.
That's a gangster disciple.
Okay.
Because the neighborhood I grew in Gary, Terrytown, was mostly, you know, folks, GD, whatever.
Yeah.
And even though I was in the military, I got away from that. That was still with me. You know, I didn't know how to separate advancing from what I used to be. You know, but then when I was in Colorado, I met these guys, man, and I was driving through the park, and there was this group of dudes and some females, and they was GD. And so I started messing around with them, but I didn't know that prior to me being stationed there, they put a hit out on this lady and her daughter. And so they sent the girls in there to throw the mother and the daughter in the room, and they shot through the door, and they paralyzed the mother, hit her in the head, and the daughter got hit in her backside because she was trying to protect her mother. But all this happened prior to me getting there. So ATF was on these cats already, and I didn't know it, you know. And so it was a guy that I was messing with, and he was an informant the whole time, and I didn't know it either. You know? And so while in Colorado, man, I was working in a hospital, and then I was working in the cash unit. That's like that movie MASH, but it's a combat support hospital. And so Came back home, brought this guy to my house for my daughter's birthday. And some things got set up with some guys that I knew in my neighborhood, and we started doing these deals.
Mhm.
We started moving marijuana from Texas to Colorado, from Colorado to Union Station to Gary.
Mhm.
And then I started purchasing guns. You know, I was like a straw man purchaser, really. And we was messing with Dragon Man. It's a gun deal in Colorado Springs called Dragon Man. You get fully automatic weapons, silencers, anything you want, you can get it in Colorado.
Oh wow.
So I had my guys coming out there. I was teaching them how to shoot because they didn't know how to shoot. I was teaching them how to shoot different weapons. I was purchasing guns, and we'd ship them to Union Station and bring them to Gary. And so we didn't know the ATF was on us the whole time. It was a guy in the military named Trigg. He was a soldier too. And he was from El Paso. He came from El Paso, and he had to hook up in El Paso, Texas. And so what my guys was doing, we was getting weed, man, for like $200 a pound, and they was flipping it up here, you know. So it was pretty good for them. I wasn't into drugs. I was just into them guns, though. And so, man, it turns out that Trigg got popped, and nobody knew it. Nobody knew it. And he started working for the police. And he was in the military. And so what happened was, when the last deal, I know I'm skipping a lot of my military stuff, but I'm getting into this thing. But the last deal, man, it was a setup. We used to go to Trinidad, Colorado, and get these drugs. And it was ATF and DA the whole time. Wow. You know? And so what happened was that on our way there, my guys was go whoop this dude. They was taking him down into my townhouse, and they was strip him naked and whoop him with a hanger. But I stopped them. And so we get on the highway to go to Trinidad, Colorado, man. And then it had to be God involved then, because they was waiting for us on the other end. And we pulled over on the highway, and things just went bad on the side of the highway, man. And so we came back to Colorado Springs. On the way back, my guys seen a car following us. They told me to pull over. I pulled over in this place called Loaf and Jug. It's like the 7-Eleven around here. It's called Loaf and Jug in Colorado Springs. Well, I pulled over, and we had all these guns in the car, man. We had all these guns we just bought the day prior. So what I did, I used to eat potato chips, man. Big bag of salt and sour potato chips. I used to eat them all the time. So I took all the clips, and I put them in this big bag of potato chips, and I walk out my truck like I'm eating these potato chips, but it's a bag full of clips. Man, I hope they don't see this, because they never found it. But it was a big bag of clips, man. And so I went into the bathroom. I dropped these clips in the trash can. And I go back to the car. When I go back to the car, they was on us, man. I walked up to the car, to the dude that was following us. I walked up to his car, and I was like, hey, man, you need some help? And when you look in the car, he had his Glock. He had his DEA badge on his lap and all this. And he said, get away from the car. I said, nah, man, you need some help. And by the time I said the last time, man, it was a blue van swoop around the corner, and they put the shotgun on my chest, and I fell on the ground. When they click a shotgun on your chest, you just fall on the ground, right? So I looked down the street. They hit my house and everything. So they took us all to the substation, man. All my guys were civilians. They was from Gary, and I was the only military dude at the time. So they took us, separated us all, and they just let us go, man. And so the deal, and so as time went on, they called me again, and they was like, hey, man, they say, well, we'll let you sell drugs. So I was going to sell drugs. I could have sold drugs for the ATF, right? So my deal was to sell drugs here in Gary for ATF.
Wow.
They supplied me with the drugs. I could have came to Gary and sold the drugs. Okay. And so when it's all said and done, man, they pick us all up. I told them I couldn't sell the drugs. So months later, the indictment come. They swoop us all up. And I'm in BNOC in San Antonio, Texas. I'm going to be an E6 at that time, because I was E5 at the time. So I'm in BNOC, and they call me downstairs like they wanted something. When I go downstairs, it was CID. It was the military police, basically, investigation team. They handcuffed me, man, and they brought me back to Colorado, and that was the last time I hit the streets. Okay. And
Whoa.
any questions?
So you were the only military person involved in that?
No, Trig was too. See,
Okay, wait a minute.
Trig,
We're gonna be careful with name. Just say another guy.
all right. That's his nickname.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna tell you his real name.
Okay, bless God.
Yeah, Trig, I talked to him already. He good. He actually paid. But Trig, he was the military guy. He was cooperating with the police. Come to find out, he got 25 years. See, in the military, military court-martial, military is different than us. This man got caught on like a Monday, and he went to a bench trial in the military like on a Wednesday. Judge alone.
Oh wow.
Quick. 25 years.
Fast.
But the Colorado Springs police only caught him with 10 pounds of marijuana. And so he got 10 pounds of marijuana, but the military hit him with 25 years for 10 pounds of marijuana. So this man cooperated to get
real time, right?
Yeah, man. And the military, and he cooperated to get that 25 off his back.
Wow.
You know, and so when it was all said and done, man, I was in the county jail. I was in the county jail, Littleton, Colorado. That's where I was at. Military wouldn't let me stay on their base because of my case. It was a GD case, and they wasn't happy about gang affiliations in the military.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, they don't mind you being in the gang. It's when you start tripping in the gang. That's what they trip on, right?
Wow.
They looking at your movements.
Right.
Yeah, man. And so what happened was when I was there, I was in the place, man, where nobody can help me. Women couldn't help me. Guns. I mean, nobody could help me, man. And so my sister called me, and she said, "I need Jesus," right? Man, I'm sitting on that in that pod, man. And I accepted the Lord in my life, man.
Okay.
And that's when my life changed. You know, all throughout the military, man, I did what I wanted to do. I was also a vet, man. I was doing whatever. Nasty dude. I was a nasty dude, man. But when I got to the county jail, man, that's when my life changed, man. And that's where everything changes for me. I was looking at 150 years flat. They didn't offer me no paper.
Wow.
Because I was caught. I got charged with 100 and some pounds of marijuana, a key of cocaine,
good Lord,
all these guns, and the rest of the charge, the conspiracy charges. You know, and there was a key of cocaine in that bag, man, but nobody wanted cocaine. All my guys were shipping from cocaine to weed at the time. But ATF and them put a key of cocaine on the bottom of the duffel bag, man. Nobody asked for
Oh,
it.
really?
Wow.
So, but I got hit with everything. All my guys, they took these, they were civilians. They got 60 months and under. So I had to go to trial. Because they 150 years, man. You dying, man.
Wow.
You know? So, man, I went to trial, man. I got this lawyer. My mother actually got the lawyer. On trial, he said he ran out of bullets, man. He was like playing this cowboy game, man. And so he's talking about he ran out of bullets, and I got angry, man. But prior to trial, y'all can stop me when you want to me. But prior to trial,
I have a quick question.
Okay, yeah, we have a couple of quick questions.
Just a quick question.
Yeah.
Now I want to know, set up the time frame, okay, when all this kind of took place and went down. Because, you know, when we look at, like, you know, drug laws, crime laws, all that other stuff, I want to know if that's something that truly played a part. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this was
105 years. That's a lot.
Yeah, but that's the military. That's different.
I hear you.
Military different from state and federal.
Okay.
Military, man, they give you what they want to give you because you're property of the federal government. And so what they do to you in the military is what they do to you. You know, and so this was 1995, something like that.
Okay. Gotcha.
95, 96. Yeah, and so they different, man. They totally different. But what changed my trial, okay, Trig was there, another guy named Rush was there, testify against me. And they military type cats. But what happened was, man, I was sitting in a Bible study during my trial. Before my trial started, and they brought Trig in from the military prison, the disciplinary barracks from Kansas. And so when he was there, I was in a Bible study, and he came through the door. And man, when he came through the door, his eyes got so big because before he noticed I was in the back of it was actually in the library in the prison. Before he knew I was there in the county jail, the door closed and the COs was gone. And so this dude put his back up against the wall. His eyes got big, but I just motioned to him. I said, hey, man, come here, let me talk to you. Because he was there to testify against me. Because they was knocking 15 years off his sentence to testify against me. And so when we sat down, I talked to him, man, and I told that dude, I said, man, I forgive you, man. And this cat was surprised. Cats and the dudes in the jail was surprised. They call me punk, whatever they want to call me. But I said, nah, man, we can't do nothing to this guy, man. I forget this dude. And look what happened. So when the prosecutor put him on the stand, the dude would not testify against me.
Wow.
He would not testify against me.
Wow.
When he got on the stand, he became a hostile witness.
Quickly. They
called him a hostile witness. And so ATF pulled him out. What would you call it? Prosecutor pulled him out. You can hear him arguing in the back. They put him back on the stand, and he's like, no, ATF wanted Sergeant Ivey. They told me what to say, what to do, and all this, man.
Wow.
So I learned early in my walk with God, man, to forgive people, man. I think that saved me.
That is the key.
I didn't go judge alone. I went with a jury. And in the military, the jury gives you your time and they find you guilty. The judge can't do nothing. And so the jury was listening. And this dude said, no, Sergeant Ivey didn't do this, and all these other things, right? And then he started saying what ATF told him to say. And man, I'm telling you, man, that changed my life, man, because I was done. I was doomed, man. And I'm going to tell you something else that happened. They put Rush on the stand. When that man get on the stand, I'm sitting right here next to my lawyer. He right in front of me. They said, could you point out Sergeant Ivey in the courtroom? This man looked over the whole courtroom and couldn't see me, man. He could not see me, man. The crowd is like, man, the reporters in the back, they're like, what is going on? The jury looking at it. Man, I'm telling you, man, I know, man, that God intervened in that situation. Because there were some things I did do that never came out of court from Big D. That was the informant for the ATF.
Okay.
Gerald, against the area court. Yes.
Okay, Gerald, one moment. We have a couple of questions. Greg Gray asked, what made you not sell drugs for the feds, and what was your mindset at that moment?
What made you not sell drugs for the feds?
Yeah.
Because you get your family killed.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's like this, man.
Yep.
I was never a drug dealer, right? Never drug dealer. I never smoked weed. Never, man. I didn't do that. Wasn't my thing. My thing was guns. And so, all of a sudden, you pop up in Gary with this cocaine.
Okay.
Knowing everybody just got picked up, but all of a sudden, you pop up selling cocaine.
Yeah.
What that look like?
It looked like you snitched on them and took a robbed them.
Look like I'm done. I'm done. My mama done. Everybody done.
Yeah.
You know, and I wouldn't sell for the police anyway. But my thing is that that's the reason why.
Well, that's
we have another question, Moby. Can you go on?
Well, I actually had more like a statement. It sounded like the same stuff that happened in the 60s, you know, when they was pouring poison into it. And some of the guys were going along with, hey, I'm going to go ahead and sell this instead of police dragging me off to jail. I'm going to sell this to my community, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know.
It's still happening right now.
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
You know it is.
Yeah. That's wild. But, you know, I'm just wondering because, you know, you're in the military. We had this conception that if you're in the military, you're doing well, you're making good money, you know, you on the straight and narrow to get your life together. So how was it that your life, your journey as far as, you know, enlisting in the military was flipped in that way?
I think it's because I always thought my guys was doing better than me. I come home on leave, man, and they out here, they don't got no jobs. They just enjoying life. What I consider enjoying your life. You know what I'm saying? And I'm in the military, man. It's like, okay, yeah. But it was something about that life that just had me, man. And so, and so it was like, it's weird because I was actually doing better. I was a nurse, man. I had a career. I had military benefits. I had everything.
Yeah.
But I missed something when I was growing up. And I realized that after doing time in the joint that you really need somebody to build you up when you're growing up. Well, I never had that, man. I actually used to hate dudes that had a future. They had a family, and this in the military. They had a family. They knew what they wanted to do in life. They knew what they wanted to do in life, and I used to stay away from guys like that. You know, I wanted the guys that was in the clubs, that was after these women, that was man, just in the streets, man. And so I think my fall came. I didn't have no structure. I didn't, man. I was in the military. I was successful, but I was immature, man. I did not have nobody to build me up, man. I didn't have that. I didn't have it.
So you move forward. You're not getting that 105 years, correct?
150. Nope.
150.
150.
Yeah, it's giving me 150.
You don't even live 150.
So you should have seen. You should have seen when the jury said 15 years to Colonel Howe's face. That man's face turned so red because he wanted me, man. That judge, he wanted me so bad. His face turned so red. But my head just fell back and went forward because I was done. Because I got dishonorable discharge, reduced to the lowest pay grade, lost all my benefits. You know, and so I got 15 years, and I was thankful for that. It was like I got paid. It was like a tithe on 150. You know.
Wow.
And so it was cool, but it wasn't cool. You know, because they shipped me to the military prison, but I couldn't stay there. We had separate teams, me and Trig. I couldn't be in the military prison. And so they put me on 4 base for a while. And 4 base in a military prison is the hole. And you behind these cells, it's just plexiglass and wire, man. It's weird.
Wow.
So you can't piss on somebody, throw something on the guards or something, right? So I sat in 4 base for like 30 days, not knowing they shipping me down the street to Leavenworth Penitentiary. You know, I didn't know that. I didn't know that, man. And so that's why I started my time at was Leavenworth Penitentiary in Leavenworth, Kansas. Yeah, Kansas Penitentiary. And that's why I started at.
Coach, you had a question?
Yeah, I just want to know. I know you said you started walking in purpose later on. I just want to know, like, real talk, man, your mindset from like the start of everything. You know what I mean? Think about where you started, when you told the story. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to know, like, just that transition, man. Like your mental state, you know what I mean? How was that whole transition, man? Because it seemed like once you got going, you got going. You know what I mean? Like it moved pretty fast, it seemed like. Or do I have that wrong?
Transition from what? Military to prison?
Military, prison, the drugs, everything. In that order that you said everything in.
See, my thing was is that in the military, it's cool because you're not scared to die. So you take all type of risks. That's why they get you when you're young. You don't have no responsibilities. So you're not scared to die. You know, so in the military, dude, I did some stuff, man, I can't even speak on. And I'm not even talking about doing war. I'm talking about in the streets. You know, because life doesn't really mean nothing to you, man. It don't mean nothing. It's like tomorrow is not there's really no tomorrow. You know, you don't think about this. I didn't think about my future. You know, like I say, man, my life really, I hit reality when I hit Leavenworth Penitentiary. That was reality to me, man. I felt like a little mouse going up to them big walls, man.
That was when it got real.
Man, that's when I wrote home and I told my mother, I don't know if I'm ever coming home, man.
Wow.
Because in the military prison, it was still cush. Because military, you're still around soldiers. You know what I'm saying? You still had the atmosphere. It was a security. Even though you're in prison, it's still this atmosphere, right? But man, when they take you down the street to them civilians, oh man, you dumb. Man, they dropped me out that van, man. I looked at these walls, and you look on Google Leavenworth Penitentiary, look at them walls, man, 40 feet high, man.
Wow.
I felt like a mouse, man, coming out that van, man. I was broke. I was broken out, man. Dude, so my mind went from don't care about tomorrow to, man, God, I really need you now. You know, seriously, man. I started realizing what was really precious in life, man. You know, when somebody got your life in their hands and they make a decision in regards to you, like, man, it's like, I don't know how it is on slave blocks, man, but it's like, man, when you in court like that, yeah, man, whatever these people say, that's your life.
That's what goes.
Yeah, man. And so that transition from military to streets to prison, man, without God, I would have been done, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, brother. I would have been done. Because they dropped me into the worstest place I think they can drop a person in that quick. Because once I was convicted, man, the next morning, I was already shipped off to prison, man. That was
wow.
That was it for me, man.
Wow.
They rushed me into the zone, man. They sent me to the doghouse. I mean, a D house in Leavenworth Penitentiary. It still got the bars, man. You know, it's actually a PC housing unit because the shoe was already full up when I got there. So they
what is PC? I'm kind of illiterate to that.
Protective custody.
Protective custody.
Yeah, that's the doghouse.
And what is SHU?
The SHU is a special housing unit. That's the whole when you get in trouble, disciplinary and all that, right? So the SHU was full. I get off the bus. I go through process and they send me to the doghouse. And man, I thought the whole penitentiary was built like this, but it wasn't. This thing, man, they sent me on the bottom tier. It was the cages and bull cages in front, bullpens. Cubans running around as the orderlies because all them Cubans are in there too. And man, I'm getting ate up by roaches every day. Man, this cell is hey, when I went into the cell, they had this Cuban in there to clean it. I swear it was an inch of like cigarette ash or something on the floor, right? Hey man, the mattress was nasty. It was July, hot. There's no air conditioner. There's no heating in this place. Big fans on the wall, 5 tiers up, man, just fans going, and you getting ate up by roaches, man. Every day I busted, it was a roach nest under the bed. I busted, roaches went everywhere. So I had knots and bumps all on my arms, and I'm suffering in this cell, man. I'm suffering in this cell, man, in my boxing shorts, right? And so I started drawing these crosses on the wall with soap, saying, God, you got to help me, man. And so one day I said, I can't take it no more. Seriously, man. I said, God, I can't take this no more. And I'm going to tell you what I did. I took a rope or something. I made a noose. And I was like, God, I'm going to hang myself if you don't get me out of here. Hey, man, I laid down that night. I woke up the next morning. COs was at the door saying, Ivy, pack it up. You about to go. So they threw a bag in the cell. I threw my little stuff in there. And they only took me upstairs to like the 4th tier. But when I went upstairs, man, the sunshine was hitting the cell, and this cell was just painted. It was all gray. It was clean. Man, I was so thankful, man. And from that time on, I knew God hear everything we say. Everything we say, he hear it, man. He showed me that he heard me, man, because I was being tormented with them roaches, man. I mean, for real. And so I don't know if that mean anything to anybody, but man, God showed me, man, that he was with me.
Man, let me quickly say this. The views that are expressed on this Dope Living TV Live are not necessarily the views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates. Now, let's talk about how you pivoted from that, because, you know, a lot of times I've seen individuals that go and they do time like that, and I'm going to say hard time.
Yeah.
And they come out and they can't be productive. They can't come out of that mindset. So what did you do to bring yourself out of that mindset?
Seriously, man, it's like this. And I can only say this, man. I stayed in my word, man. I stayed in my word. Even though I was still affiliated, I'm not going to say I wasn't. I'm not going to say I was the super Christian, because I didn't step off being affiliated. So I made it to a camp in Terre Haute. It's just because, man, I want to try to put myself in the medium highs and them highs, man, because there's some things that went down that, yeah, man, you best to be with somebody, right? And so the beautiful thing about being locked up is this: you meeting guys that did everything. And I'm not talking about criminal, I'm talking about business people. These guys got businesses, man, and they sitting down with you, and you sitting at the table, you walk in the yard, you on a bench, and they telling you how their business work. I mean, you talking to Muslim cats white cats, Mexican cats, black cats. Everybody's sharing what they did, right? And it's so many books in there that everybody read, man. So these cats is like on top of their game, man. They read, they smart, and so everybody start bouncing ideas off of each other. You know, even though everybody locked up, but a lot of these dudes had business. They know how these businesses run. And so a lot of that helped me in my walk, because in the military, they don't teach you to be business minded. They don't. Okay. They don't. The military, they really don't give you too much to live in a civilian world. Not unless you got something under your belt and you prepare yourself for that civilian world. But prison is what really groomed me. That's where I really matured. I became a man. I started seeing what's precious in life. And I started learning about business. You know, I never around people that talk about business. Never. Until I got into prison.
So you took it as a chance to actually learn, as opposed to accept your defeat.
Nah, yeah, because it saved my life. Prison saved my life. I ain't gonna lie. And I told my parole officer that when I first got out. He said, "Man, I'm sorry for you." I said, "Man, don't be sorry for me. I'm thankful." Because I still would have been dead by now. Man, I was doing some nasty stuff, man. There's nothing saying even if I was in the military, I'd be alive right now. Because I would have volunteered for any war, because I love war. It's something about smelling gunpowder, man, and diesel, man, that amps you up, man. And I hated killing the way people got killed with their hands up and all this crazy stuff. But it's something about war that, man, triggers you, man. And you love that, right? And so, man, prison helped me, man. It saved my life, brother.
Wow.
I tell you, I was gonna rent myself out here to do some things. Seriously.
That's
I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I was gonna have dudes pay me to do some things here before I.
Wow.
So
let's read Greg's comment really quick. He says, "So you literally got a second chance, even during that time. Fantastic." And it really is. It really is. Go ahead, Mo.
I was just going to ask a question. Have you, did you get a chance while you was in there to journal?
Journal?
Yeah, write everything down and possibly throw a book together.
Nah, everybody always say that because there's a lot that I ain't even sharing. But everybody say, man, you need to write it down.
But like I said, you'll be surprised. I mean, that might be the next thing the guy got, lined up for you.
Yeah.
I think the stuff that you're sitting here holding, God wants you to release it, and that's the way you're gonna have to release it.
Right.
I think that's gonna put you on your next stop.
Oh yeah.
Now, tell us what you're doing now, Gerald.
Right now, man, I'm serving God. Okay, right now I'm working. I'm in I'm a union laborer for Local 81. So I'm a union laborer. I've been doing that for a long time about. And so I also have Occupy Community Services. And I actually designed that because when I was in Terre Haute, I used to work landscaping at the prison. And I was seeing how this small group of men can take care of the whole prison compound, right? And so, man, I created this non-for-profit to help dudes when they get out of jail. And so what we do, we focus inside of Gary only, just Gary only. So I get contracts to do cleanup. I mostly focus just on blight, where you can go in, clean up, and you can just leave, and you get paid for it. And so that money buys equipment so we can, just stay inside the city of Gary and help Gary get cleaned up. But also I got As We Press, that's my ministry, and where we go out on the street. And I got this trailer, they got the propane barbecue grill, and they got tents in it and all this. And within 45 minutes, you could be set up anywhere in the city of Gary feeding people, you know? And so, man, that's my mission, right? It's one side, you hit the streets, you ministering to people, giving them the word, you feeding them. And then the other side, you go inside neighborhoods and you help clean up, And so my goal next year really is to get in a neighborhood and at least spend 3 years in that neighborhood. And when you spend 3 years in that neighborhood, you put soldiers on the ground to work with them young boys in there, because most of the older people, they scared inside these neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And so you start working inside these neighborhoods, and you get these youth to start cutting these old people yards, these elderly people yards. But you gotta have soldiers on the ground with them at least for 3 years. You just can't do it and leave out. And so what you do, you start cleaning up the community, man. You start setting that example, and you start working with these dudes, and all the money that's produced in the area stay in that area, that's my goal. And so you teaching these cats to clean gutters, do this and all this, and whenever you get these contracts, you'll knock a lot of people out their work, but you get these contracts only within that neighborhood, and these kids make money in their neighborhood, and the elderly people can, man, at least start trusting.
Yeah,
that's right.
Legal money. They're making legal money in the neighborhood.
And it's not just the money, man. It's the taking care of your area. That's why it's occupied. Like occupy till I come. It's like God give you something to do within a certain area to do. And so that's the mission, man, to really get into an area, man, for 3 years and change the whole community.
Okay, so
go ahead.
Gerald, we're going to take a quick break to redirect, regroup, refocus with life coach Jeff Relaford.
Amen.
Hold on, I gotta wait a little moment. Gotta wait a moment.
Hold on.
Intro now.
Por favor.
Click
or
it.
do we just want to go with it?
Yeah, I can go with it. I can roll. Okay. It's all right, Gina. It's all right. We got to get.
Let's go.
Let's roll.
Greg pretty much took. I was sitting up here writing down notes, and Greg took what I was going to talk about in the comments, but I'm gonna still run with it. Second chances, people. I've been watching a show called The Good Place on Netflix. And that's actually what inspired me as we were kind of hearing his story to link up everything together. The Good Place is about these people who try to live their life, and when they die, they quote unquote get judged, all this other stuff. And then they try to figure out if they're going to be good. Life itself is just about second chances.
Yep.
I got to say that without giving away the whole thing, but because I'd be long-winded, but life is all about second chances. And the thing is, when we look at everything that this man has been through and gone through, even the way that the court system was set up for him, where he was placed, how he got so much knocked out off his sentence, this man was literally handed a second chance. Now, you got to let people, it's up to you what you want to do with that second chance. You know what I mean? It is completely up to you. And what this man did was he took the time to learn, run a business, start a business once he got out, and then pour back into his community. So if this brother on here can change, guess what? You don't have to be in prison to change. You don't have to go ahead and live a perfect life to get a different mindset or mind shift. You have the ability to do that right now. So that's what I challenge you to do. Analyze yourself and look at your life and try to change some things about yourself for the positive.
Okay. All right.
All right, Jay Real.
All right. Let everybody know where they can find that good advice weekly.
Oh, weekly. Weekly, I go ahead. I have a podcast on Mondays. I didn't upload anything this Monday because it's the holiday weekend, but I'm gonna push out something on Thursday just to spread a little bit of chill for everybody. But on Mondays, called the Redirect, Regroup, Refocus podcast. It's on all major platforms for podcasting.
Awesome.
Yes.
Gerald, you're doing some extraordinary things with our young men out here. Let's see what Eleanor has to say. She said, Gerald, any chance 3-year program can be implemented in the schools to catch young men in junior high school through high school now? Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
But the fact that you're reaching them, at any age, it's a positive. I'm curious to know what made you come back to Gary.
I'm gonna tell you something, right? My wife even said that, because I told people I'd never come back here once I left, right? But the only reason I'm here is because God told me to stay here. I ain't gonna lie to you. Because I can go anywhere. Seriously, there's a lot of better places, but you got to be in the right place geographically to really fulfill the destiny that God has put on your life. That's just how it is.
Mm-hmm.
I got to be in the right place geographically for this thing to really come to play. And that's why I'm here. And that's why I don't leave. I can't leave.
Okay.
Hey,
You know,
I appreciate
mhm.
that.
So, Gerald, during this time, so you didn't have your wife and children at that time?
I was married, but she divorced me the first
Because of it. Okay. So you didn't have support, but did your rest of your family, did you have the support from the rest of your family? And
Oh yeah.
okay.
My mom's, my sister. Yeah, my brother
Mhm.
was on my case. He got locked up. But
Okay.
yeah, I had support. And I'm talking about that meant a lot. Even getting out, you gotta have support when you get out.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And one more thing, you made the comment that when you were incarcerated, you said you found God, and so that helped you also, or
No,
and then how does all that tie into what you're doing now as well?
I mean, if God really didn't reveal himself to me,
Mm-hmm.
I would have been consumed with penitentiary politics. And that's just how it is. You would have been consumed with something. Maybe Islam. I don't know. Maybe I'll be a Muslim or something. I don't know. But I would have been consumed with something else.
Mm-hmm.
Not him, So yeah. That's how that goes.
Let us know where people can follow you, get information about your program, just support you.
For me, just the website. I mean, not website, but the email occupy219@gmail.com. I started As We Press on Facebook. We do teachings, Bible studies, teachings.
Mm-hmm.
That's on Facebook, As We Press Ministries on Facebook. And after that, that's it, man. I just set up a garrison, man, like King David did. Set up garrisons in the city, man. Train up soldiers and take them areas. It's the same thing the military teach you. You occupy an area, man, and you take that area. And so I'm just doing it for God now. It's like you got to bring the truth to people. And my goal is, like my sister was saying about the people in school. If you catch them in the streets, you take the school too. Working with them young boys in the streets, they take that to the school. You catch them where they live at, and they take it to the school, just like these dope houses. They don't set dope houses up in the schools. They set them in the streets, and they take it to the school. That's just how it is.
Wow.
Whoever says gang banging, they bang in the neighborhood, and they take it to the school. So you catch them where they live at, and they go carry that to wherever they go.
There you go. Wow.
Right. Got to fish.
Yeah, man, we got to hit them streets. We got to be in the streets, man. We got to occupy them neighborhoods.
Marcy, we have one last question from you.
Okay. Yes. Do you ever find resistance from the guys in the neighborhoods and or what the organization that you used to be in, GD and all that?
Nope. No resistance from humans. When you come to help, you don't get resistance. But I tell you one thing, you can do something, you come back the next day and the whole area tow up again. I don't know who do that. While you out there, no resistance. But when you leave and you come back, man, it's like somebody rained glass everywhere. And that happened to me. What happened to me? We cleaned up this park and we came back. It's like glass came from heaven. Over the basketball, I don't know where this much glass came from.
Do you think that was resistance because they were upset that you were in there and, trying, some people like, we don't want you in here. And so that was a way of trying to scare you off?
Not even scare you off, it's discouragement, man. You can get very discouraged when you clean up something it's messed up again. Yeah. So it's not about, it's more, this thing is more discouragement comes on you.
Okay.
Not fear.
Right. That's what I meant, discouraged. Yeah.
Man, you can get very discouraged and you'll pull away and don't want to do it no more. And it ain't even worth it.
Well, Greg says it takes a lot of courage to be transparent and tell your story. And I agree wholeheartedly. Thank you for your journey. Your journey is just beginning.
Yes.
And Eleanor says, Gary, East Chicago, and Hammond need your 3-year program.
Yeah, they
You also
do.
said, bless you, Gerald Ivey.
Hey man, and anybody that want to unite, we can unite. I'm looking for soldiers that want to unite. Same vision, same mission.
Mm-hmm.
Just males or females as well?
Man, everybody.
Okay.
Okay. That's what's up.
Everybody.
Universal.
Connect neighborhoods and we connect surrounding cities. But if we
Okay.
can all come together and sit down and put our resources together and get strategies together, man, we can do this thing.
Exactly. Yes.
Mm-hmm. You right, brother.
Yes.
Well,
It
you
just
know,
take
it's our time to go around the horn. That's what we do every day. After every during the close to the end of every show, we go around and we want everybody to give a tip or something, some type of encouragement or motivation. So go ahead. Let's start with you, Gerald.
what I learned is this, man. If you're an older man and you can help these younger dudes, do it. I mean, sit down, speaking to them, give them something, man, because I didn't have it. And yeah, you need that. You need somebody speaking to your life to build you up.
Mm-hmm.
You don't got to be his father, but you can just be a mentor. You can build them up.
Yes.
And that's my thing. That's my thing, man. Speaking to these young guys' lives, speaking to their life.
All right, Coach.
I love it, man. Just build people up, man. Learn how to meet people where they at. You're never too big or never too small to go ahead and try to talk to anybody. We all have a message. We all have a story. But like I always say, the three things that we have in common: we all want to be loved, we all want to be cared for, and we all think emotionally. Those are the three things that, in my mind, bring us all together. If we all can come together on those three things, we can communicate and say whatever we want then.
Yes, sir.
Here. Mo?
Yeah. Bruh. Be inspired, bro. You are definitely, without a doubt, this is your destiny. And God put you there just like, the three brothers that went through the fire. You done been through the fire. You're coming out on the other end, and this is what you're destined to do. Bro, be blessed. Be blessed.
Thanks, sir.
Marcy.
Okay. If you mess up in life, it's not necessarily the end. If you don't like how your life is going right now, change the narrative, write the next chapter, change your story to a greater ending. If you don't know what to do, find a mentor, reach out to others that are doing things that you might be interested in, and to those that are doing something in this world. Be the change that you want to see in this world.
Right. That's some good stuff, Marcy. You know what? Sometimes we think things happen in our life are negative things for us. But you know what? They're not always negative things. Sometimes we have to go through things in order to be strong and to be that tool. So even though, Gerald, you spent that time in the penitentiary, and I'm sure that wasn't an easy walk. I know that wasn't an easy walk. But there was a reason that you were there. There was a need to mold you and get you ready for what you're doing right now. And so I know, and it sounds like you don't look at it as a negative time in your life. You look at it as something that was needed in your life. And it sounds like it opened up it opened up your eyes and it answered a lot of your questions. And you can come out and you can be whole and you can be ready to reach out and put your hand out there for the next young man and the next young man and the next young man. And believe me, this journey you're on right now, it's not going to be easy either. But God prepared you for whatever is coming along with this journey. He got you ready. You are a soldier.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
And I want to say to all the viewers and all the people that are listening, here's somebody who's stepping out. And I know you're probably saying, hey, if I got to do this by myself, I'll do it by myself. If we can do it together, we can reach more people. But you're going to go out there and do it regardless. But the people who are out there, the viewers who are out there, reach out, join him. make a difference. We are losing too many of our Black men.
Yes.
That's right.
And we need people like Gerald that's out there saving their lives.
I know you
And like
confirmed.
Marcy said, with God, all things are possible.
Mm-hmm.
And this is not just a journey for men. This is a journey for all.
Oh
This
yeah.
is a
That's
journey
right.
for all. I really do appreciate what you're doing. It takes a
Yes.
strong individual to do what you're doing.
Yes,
It's a
sir.
lot of courage that was needed to step out there and do what you were doing, because I know that, when you affiliated with those types of gangs and
Hard to get on.
people, it's almost like you with us for life.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't want you to come out there and do positive things like you're doing. But you know what? You said, forget all that. I'm doing it. I need to save some lives. And I'm telling you, my heart is full right now, just knowing what you're doing and seeing how you're stepping out there on faith, and you have the courage to do it, because not everybody have that courage. So just keep doing what you're doing. Keep walking that walk. And like Greg said, this is just the beginning of your journey. You're going to see some things that are going to come to fruition. You're going to see some things that it's going to make your mouth drop.
Yeah.
It's going to make your mouth drop.
Trust me, bro. You actually confirmed a couple of things for me tonight. I mean, a lot of things that I already knew. That Black men burdens carry. You confirmed them tonight. But in that, we have strong backs. So I mean, we just keep on pushing. And just like I used to tell everybody else, turn around. You don't have to get no money reward. Just make sure that you make sure the next one is success. That is the reward. Make sure the next one is succeeding.
Right.
So, I mean, oh man, like I said, you shot a light on me tonight.
Yes. Yes. The rewards that are coming. We do thank you, Gerald, for coming. I mean, this was, I knew it was going to be an impelling
Such
story.
a blessing. Yeah.
Yes. And when I see individuals that step out like that, I mean, we're talking, our Martin Luther King Jr., we don't have those individuals anymore. But to see someone like yourself who's stepping out there to take on that role, it's really something that, I truly, truly appreciate. Anytime you want to come on, this platform is yours. You guys, there's the email. You can reach out to Gerald at occupy219@gmail.com. That's OCCUPY219@gmail.com. Hey, let's step out and help this brother here.
Yes.
He's helping us. He's
That's
helping
right.
our young people, and they need it. Believe me, they need it. So, let's all join in. Hey, this is not a one-man fight. Let's all join in. We thank you so much, Gerald. Anytime you want to come back, if you have something going on, you want to promote your business, you want to promote your movement, you're always welcome to come back.
Roger. Thank you. I thank you for the invitation.
Yes, sir.
Man, I'm telling you, hey, I'm going to go to sleep thinking about what you're doing and how you're helping these young men. And the fact that you came back home, that again means a lot, and it says a lot. The fact that you came back to the place that pretty much kicked you out, to help those that you don't want to see others go through what you went through or end up where you were. And I truly appreciate it. I wish we had men like this when my boys were young, to be those mentors and to let them know they can be strong and they don't have to worry about, what's out there in the streets.
Right.
Men are, hey, they look strong, but there's a fear out there of what's out there in the streets.
A big fear.
Some of these kids,
Want to thank you again. You know what? We appreciate you. Tomorrow we have something else for you guys. I'm going to keep it under my hat. Oh, I ain't got on no hat. Okay, I'll keep it under my hair. Oh, I ain't even got no hat.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, Lord.
help.
But we'll be back tomorrow with more for you all. Thank you all.
Right.
Yes.
We'll
and
see
thank
you
you,
tomorrow.
Gerald, again.
Peace out.
Au revoir.
Au revoir.